what's happened is that the National Stock Exchange has launched a derivative contract for the Nifty Next 50 index as well. This includes 3 serial monthly index futures and index options contracts. So the Nifty Next 50 index that you know, as of now, basically, you can trade on derivatives, futures and options for the Nifty. There's the Nifty Bank and the Nifty Financial Services, among others. But up until now, you couldn't trade any, futures or derivatives contracts on the Nifty Next 50, which is what NSE has introduced now. Not just that, to encourage people to participate more in futures and options, they've actually gone ahead and taken off the transaction charges on F&O contracts on Nifty Next 50 trades from April 24th, which is today from where it launches, all the way up to October 31st, which is the next 6 months. So to discuss this product more, the prospects of this product more, and the outlook for derivatives trading, we have Sriram Krishnan, who's the Chief Business Development Officer at the National Stock Exchange, joining in. Thanks a lot, Sriram, for joining in. Just a couple of questions on this. One, what exactly is the current volume breakup that you have in the existing derivative products that you have? And what is the kind of volume pickup that you expect on this product?
Thank you, firstly, for having me on this show. Like you rightly mentioned, we have 4 indices on which we have derivative contracts currently available, which is Nifty, Nifty Fin, Nifty Bank, and Nifty Midcap Select. Now, Nifty Next 50, if you really look at it, falls in a space between the Nifty and Midcap Nifty. It has the large cap stocks, and yet the return of the Nifty Next 50 index is closer to the Midcap Select index. So we believe that this is an index that can be very, very interesting for investors, and that was the motivation for us to bring it. The volume breakup between the existing contracts is, obviously the large ones are Nifty, Nifty Fin, and Nifty Bank, while the Nifty Midcap Select is the one that is sort of coming up, in the pecking order, if I have to put it that way. So in terms of Nifty Next 50, the index itself, although introduced in 1997, there were no derivative contracts on this index, and it has no overlaps with either Nifty 50 or Nifty Midcap Select. So it has its own space. It has a bunch of emerging leaders who are in the growth phase, if I can put it that way. So it's an interesting index that can be very, very valuable in the longer term.
Okay. Sriram, hi. Welcome to the show. There is enough F&O volume now. What was the reason to waive off charges?
Well, as a matter of operating practice, whenever we have launched a new derivatives contract, we have always had a transaction charges waiver for the initial 6 months. We've had this with all the previous contracts as well. So this is not something new that we are attempting per se. It's in continuation of the existing convention.
All right. Are you likely to introduce weekly options in the Nifty Next 50 as well? Because like you said, there are 4 indices which are already available for trade, and all 4 of them have their own weekly counterparts for expiry as well. So is there a possibility that there could be a weekly options product here?
At this time, we have the approval from the regulators for the monthly expiry, which is what we have introduced. If and when we have the approval for the weekly expiry, we can look at introducing the weekly expiries as well.
Okay. Can you give us a sense in terms of what your market share would be in the derivative segment as compared to BSE? Because BSE has also been introducing products and been trying to increase their market share. So if you could just give us a sense between the two.
Honestly, we are regulators and we really don't compare market share per se in the sense in which you are describing it. But I would think that, on the days when we have our contracts, available in terms of, expiry day participation opportunities, I would think that we are certainly, extremely popular with traders and investors alike. And on an overall basis, I think in our annual report, we state that our market share for disclosure purposes is closer to 97, 98%. But of course, those numbers keep changing. And we will have latest numbers up in a week or so after the latest upcoming board meeting is completed.
All right, we'll await those latest numbers as well. And while you all are regulators, we take that point, Sriram, you are also the Chief Business Development Officer. So bringing in more business and bringing in more market share as against any of your competitors is equally important. Final question then before we let you go. Any other derivatives products in the pipeline right now?
We have applied for approval for Nifty IT and Nifty Pharma, and we continue to await approval for the launch of those two contracts. We will
When is that
launch those contracts as, sorry.
No, go ahead. Just a quick follow-up on that. When is it likely by?
We don't know when these contracts will be approved, but whenever they are approved, we will launch those contracts as well.
That'll be very interesting because, we already have 5 days of trade in the week and 4 index options or 4 index futures are trading for weekly options expiry. He said that if they do get an approval for that, this would be the 5th one. And now with new contracts coming in, how many more days would be added for weekly options expiry if at all there is?
Multiple contracts in one day.
Multiple contracts expiring on one day. But while we were having that conversation, there was the numbers of Chennai Petro at the bottom of your screen as well. Thank you, Sriram, for joining in and giving us the outlook. We wish you good luck for, this product and hope that there is a fair amount of volume accruing to this. And this is also used for hedging purposes more than just purely speculation. Thank you for joining in. Sriram, there was Sriram Krishnan who was from NSE, but meanwhile we have Chennai Petro numbers at the bottom of your screen. Board approving a dividend of 55 rupees. There was a sharp margin expansion, net profit as a result of which up 72%. Not prudent to look at just the revenue because it's also a commodity product. So the EBITDA margin is extremely important and as a result of which we saw 72% bump up on the bottom line.
Yes, absolutely. That's on Chennai Petro. And I just want to pull up UBL or United Breweries because we just had a flash maybe just before, trading hour ended where Heineken India has reported beer volumes of low teens in the January to March quarter. And the guidance was mid to high single digits. Just want to point that out. Their premium portfolio has grown in the low 20s and it's been led by Kingfisher Ultra as well as Heineken Silver. It'll be important to just basically track the volumes as the summer goes on and we have the IPL season as well. So I think that would be important to track as well. But nonetheless, these are some statistics which have come in for the quarter gone by. Well, we need to take a short break. But up next, we have a very interesting conversation. We have Suhasini Sampath, who's the founder of Yoga Bar, Shashank Mehta, founder and CEO, The Whole Truth, and Ashwin Badri, who's the founder Equinox Labs, to put the focus on the recent developments with regards to regulations and safety in the packaged food industry. Remember, there have been a spate of incidents which have taken place in the FMCG space, from spices to drinks. We're going to be and baby food, of course. We're going to be discussing all of that. Stay tuned.